Hi, puzzle. Yeah, boy. Hello everyone, welcome back or welcome to my channel. So, hello. In today's vlog, we are going to a Polework clinic. We did literally go to cross country 2 days ago, so I don't think Boris is majorly going to appreciate going out straight one after the other. But, oh well, it's only like a short Polework clinic and it's 20 minutes away, so it's not like a massive trek. And then we have the saddle fitter later, which again, I don't think he's going to appreciate being ridden twice. But that is like a 10-minute riding, so in total it's still going to be all under an hour in terms of the riding. So I'm sure he'll survive. If not, well, okay, he will survive. But it will get his fitness up, let's say. Anyways, so I'm quite excited. I actually haven't done a Polework clinic in about like over a year. I don't know when the last one was. Yeah, it was over a year ago, because it was in October 2023, I think, or November, and it was at home. I don't think I've ever done like a Polework clinic on Boris. I've done one on Joey ages ago, but I don't think I've ever done one on Boris. Oh well, sorry, I'm going on a bit of a rant. My voice is mainly back, but it's a bit raspy, so I sound like Trish from Divergent. I think that's her name. I couldn't remember her name the other day. I was trying to think of it. Yeah, you know who I mean. If you haven't watched Divergent though, you should definitely watch that. It's a great movie. So I am still a little bit ill, but I'm more or less okay. So obviously I'm not going to cancel Hall's event for being a bit ill. So we're going through it then, but it'll be fine, because I did cross country the other day when I was a little bit ill, and I survived. So yeah, it's fine. I've just got a bit of a cough. Anyways, we're going to head out. I need to feed Boris. It's currently like 7 AM. It is. Oh no, 8 AM, 10 past 8, but I got up at 7 AM. Yeah, I'm very tired. But I need to like plait him, give him a quick brush over. It's because it's a pony club rally, we've got pony club rules, so like no hoods. Okay, that's like the only pony club rule I can remember right now. Not allowed coloured jobbers. I don't know if that one's just like you have to have plain black, like either black or grey or navy jobbers. I don't know if that's just my pony club. Hello. But, oh well. I'm going to plait him, brush him off because he's a bit muddy from the field yesterday, and yeah. Let me just give an example of what Boris does, if I can get my camera to balance and not fall over. There you go. Look, so just pretend I'm plaiting. I don't know if he'll do it. He like turns his head around to me. He's like, oh, I can't scratch myself. Keep in mind, I've seen him scratch himself so much. And then he just like pretends he can't do it so that I will do it. And then he goes like this. I forget that this isn't normal. Like, I always think that's normal, and then I go to other horses, and then they don't do that. And I forget that it's actually not normal. But, I mean, you blame him. Look at his face. He's so funny. And he gets offended when I stop, and then he begs me to do more. Yes, hello. Anyways, I've plaited him. I don't think I can be asked to do his tail. Let me show you what's like happens with his tail when I plait it. Okay, this rug is a bit big, but if you see at the top here, his tail, it's got like tons of like tiny bits that it's really hard to plait. Like, it's so short, but it's also like how am I supposed to plait that? And I find it really difficult. But then I can plait Joey's because he doesn't have that. But Boris is just super difficult. Anyways, we're gonna get going soon. Hello. I'm gonna be wearing my mist saddle pad. No, sorry, my navy Loire one from Namur. And I've got my Be Equestrian green sweatshirt, forest green. Okay, that's cool. You can see it there. I finally did it. I didn't think this day would ever come. Finally unzipped my hair could dry. Like the zip got stuck. Anyways, Be Equestrian, forest green. That's what I really wanted to show you. I'm doing it because A, it's so warm, and B, we're not allowed hoods, so it has no hood. I know you want treats. Okay, what do you have to say? Right, Boris, come up here, What do you have to say for yourself? Very motivational, thank you. You're just looking for treats, aren't you? Don't itch it out. Don't do that. Okay. Bye, Puzzle. Bye-bye. I know. Good boy. Yes. Good boy. Look. Your face at the camera. Yo. Yeah, my precious. Yo. Okay, so I need to grab his saddle pad. So we've got the mist one under there and the navy noir one. They both need a wash, to be honest. I'm gonna grab the navy one. Oh, it's a bit dusty. Oh well, it's fine. Put that there for a sec, and then I want to find his bits. So we have a bit in here somewhere. I think it might be in the bottom drawer. Oh yeah, there we go. So I think that might have been his. I don't know. I want to look for a different mouthpiece. Ooh, there you go. That one. Oh. Okay, I've decided to take these two because I don't know which one it is. They are different sizes, but they don't have the size. Look, you can see the different sizes, but they don't have the sizes written on them. I think Boris's one is bigger. He tends to have quite a big mouth. And then I'm just going to see which one fits because they don't have the sizes written on them. But I'm trying a different mouthpiece to see how he'll be. Because if you've seen on my Insta, then I have been posting if anyone knows of any good bits. So I think I'm going to get the comfy barrel mouth with either a D-ring or an egg butt, but we'll see. Okay, so then we arrived at the pole clinic. It was a short session, but this is us warming up, and oh my god, his canter was amazing. He was so soft. And you can see the Polework setup that we've got going on here, and I decided to do a voiceover for this vlog because then I could talk about what was going on, how he was feeling and everything. But he was being so soft and just so good, and we were doing a few warm-ups with leg yields and stuff. And again, his leg yields have recently massively improved and just gotten so good. I mean, just look at his trot here. It is so nice and consistent. And I have been working on my lower leg a bit. Anyways, this is our first time going over the poles, and he does like hollow a bit when going over poles. We don't do them too often. I do need to do them more often. But he did them super well and really nicely and just like plodded on over them. He wasn't super spooky, he was a bit looky at them, but he tried super hard, and that trotting bit going down the line there was just so magnificent, if you ask me, to be honest. But then again, I am biased, but he's just so pretty. And he's surprisingly clean considering it's the midst of winter. But yeah, I don't know, he was going so nicely. If you have seen my Instagram story recently, you'll know that I've been looking for new bits, and I'm trying to find a bit that is more comfortable for his mouth, because currently he has the single jointed hanging cheek, and when we first tried it on him, he was super soft in it, and it really made a big difference. But then obviously it's single jointed, so I learnt about the nutcracker effect, and that's not great. So I was looking for a new mouthpiece that could honestly be as soft as possible, but also something that would be better for a cob that's more on the forehand, as he tends to be. So I've ended up buying the Comfy Barrel Hanging Cheek, because the mouthpiece is supposed to have a bit of stability and take the pressure off their tongue, and the hanging cheek again just like keeps it more stable. So that's what I've decided to go with, and I'll update you all with how he goes in it. But for this session I tried to put him in his snaffle again to see how he was, and he was super soft and just going really, really nicely. But I don't know if that was the arena or something, because there could be multiple other factors. But having schooled him recently, I think it was more likely to have been the arena, because he's not been as soft in it. So that's why I've bought the new bit, to see what he's like, and hopefully that can make a difference, because I do want him to get a bit more off the forehand, so I don't have to be so heavy-handed in a way, because if he's on the forehand, then I almost feel like I have to lift him up a lot more, which can be quite difficult. So I've decided to try go for a soft bit that he can be super supple on. And yeah, so I'll update you all. But anyways, back to the Polework session. So we did this exercise where it was a straight line down to the left or right to a dog leg, and you had to canter over the last 3 poles. And Boris tends to be a bit excited at Polework, so this was a bit hard for him to contain his energy, so we kind of adjusted it for him so that we could try contain it, but it was quite difficult because he was quite strong and again gets quite excited at Polework, so probably have to do a bit more practice so it's not quite as exciting every single time we do it. But then again, it's really nice to see him so happy and like enjoying it, because it's something that's definitely more on his level, because sometimes jumping he can get a bit scared or spooky. Polework isn't spooky for him. And it's just the perfect combination between dressage and Polework, and obviously it's just so good for them to gain more muscles and strength, so definitely going to be doing more of these. I think doing Polework exercises like this is so good for him both physically and mentally, because it really causes him to think about what he's doing. It's also super enjoyable to do something different. Anyways, this last one was a bit of a fail, so he did a bit of a leap, but then over these last 3 he did a super nice bouncy canter. Anyways, that was all for the session because it is short. Okay, so we have finished the session and it was a really good session. Boris was a bit excitable, let's say. He was really good. We're just heading back now. He's in the trailer behind us, obviously. He was super good. I did try the other bit and he was super soft in it. When we were just doing the warm-up, like the trotting and the cantering around, his trotting was really, really good. His cantering, he wasn't quite as supple as normal, not as much on the bit, but he was also not as much on the forehand, which I think is a lot better. So I think for now, definitely stick with that bit until hopefully get a comfy barrel, but I'll have a see. I'll do a few more like schooling sessions in him. I'm obviously riding him later for the saddle fitter, so I'll see how he goes then. But yeah, overall I think it was a really good session. He just gets a bit excited by poles. I mean, I did know that, but I also forgot that. I do need to do some more pole work. I'm thinking of doing some long lining over pole work, so because there's videos of Megan Elphick doing it where she'll long line either D or jam, I never know which one it is, they look so similar, over like a bunch of poles, and obviously that's so good for them to engage their hind end. I was also thinking about it, there's some elastic bands you can get to put round their hind end, and it just, obviously it's elastic, and I'm sure you can buy different strengths of elasticity, but I think I might put that on him bridleless, because he's very, very good tracking up when we do like have a bridle or head collar. He's very good at tracking up naturally, but I think putting it on bridleless will just encourage him to lift a bit more. I don't know, I'll have a think. But yeah, he just got very excitable by the poles, and he was super soft. Like when he was going into contact, I wasn't having to do anything. I was just had a contact with the reins, and he lowered his head super nicely and was obviously really engaged. He was doing his leg yields really nice as well in the warm-up. We were even doing some leg yields away from the track, which is a lot harder for them, obviously. But he was doing them super, super well. We're just heading back to the yard now just to turn the horses out, or to turn Boris out, and then are we going to do chores now or later?
Later, just go home and have
Yeah.
hot.
Yeah, so we're going to go back to the yard, turn Boris out, and then go home and then come back later for the saddle fitter and to finish all the chores. Okay, we literally spent no more than an hour. Hold on, let me change things because it's a bit dark. Okay, that's a bit better. Anyways, we spent no more than an hour at home before we had to come back to the yard. So we're back and we have our saddle fitting in 15 minutes, and I still need to get Boris out the field. And if he's at the top, it takes 10 minutes. Oh my god, thank god. He's about, oh, I can't really see him. But if he was at the top, it takes 10 minutes to go all the way up and go back down, especially at his snail pace. Where is he? I think he's up there. Yeah, not too far away then, thank god. Look at that, he started walking over to me. So it's really hard to hold the camera still while I'm walking because it's really muddy. Oh, okay, he stopped. Well, that was short-lived, wasn't it, Bozzle? Sometimes he does this thing where he'll put his nose in the head collar. Well, you got a droopy lip. Don't know if he'll do it. Sometimes he'll physically, like, shove his nose into it. Come on, help me out. Put one hand here. There we go. Good boy. That's very difficult. Don't really tend to put head collar on one-handed. bit hard. Okay, I'll have to... Oh, there we go. Okay, head colour on. Let's go, Buzzle. He looks very enthusiastic. Okay, so I'm just gonna, let me bend down a bit. I'm just gonna quickly muck out because the saddle fitter is here now, but she's just quickly adjusting Boris's saddle. So I'm gonna muck out for a bit and then I'll be riding after that. So I'll see how much I can get done on the mucking out. So then it came on to the riding bit for the saddle fitter for Boris. So basically all she did when she first came down and saw Boris, she just put the saddle on his back and then just felt and saw what needed adjusting, because he does have an adjustable saddle. And the first thing she noticed is that the front was a bit tight, and that possibly meant that it was slipping back. And if you have seen this video of me recently cantering around bridleless, without like any neck strap or anything, then you might have noticed that the saddle is a bit far back, and yeah, so she just explained that that might be part of the cause, that it's a bit too tight at the front. And then she also said that we should adjust which straps the girth are on. So at the time they were on straps 1 and 3, because there are 4 straps total. So then she told us to adjust it to 2 and 4 or 3 and 4, and then obviously just change it depending on how it slips back after that. And then there's a clip of my mum showing banjo for some reason. Anyways, and then it just came onto the riding bit where I was just testing out how he was feeling with the saddle, and also I was just seeing how he was with the bit as well, and he was going super nicely. He was feeling a bit less supple, but again that could just be due to this bit, because that has been how he's going. So again, gonna try him in a different bit, but he was going super nicely, so can't really complain about it at all. But we were just testing out, doing a bit of trot on both reins, seeing how he was, but you can see that he's just like really relaxed. It was just when he came into the canter, that's when he started, there was a bit of a cough there, that's when he started being a bit hollow. But like on this rein as well, he was being super nice, and I didn't really feel like I had to do much, but then coming into the canter, he did feel quite a bit more stiff and hollow. I mean, he was very much, he was very uphill, which was super nice, but then also he was not very supple and kind of resisting the contact a bit, so I was being a bit harsher on my hands, I am fully aware, and it is something I am working on, but yeah, I did almost feel like I had to be, because he just wasn't relaxing at all. And I did try being softer, and he honestly just like wouldn't relax at all, so I was just really trying to get him to be a bit softer. And he also didn't have the correct flexion on the right rein, he was very much flexing towards the left, towards the outside, so I was having to use my right hand a lot more to try get him to actually have the correct flexion. Anyways, that is all for today.